Hi, and welcome to Cash and Coins. Today I want to discuss some interesting articles that I've read about on how the rich are buying gold. Not just a little gold, a lot. But not just the rich. How many more people are buying. Gold sales are up. I mean physical gold too, not the paper stuff. And I'll explain that in a minute. I also have some other interesting information for you if you're into silver. All right, let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to Cash and Coins. Thank you for joining me. As I was saying, I've read several articles about what's going on with gold. First, I want to start off with this article from Bloomberg. Now, I know that this first piece of news you might have already heard, but it's very relevant, okay? So that's why I put it in here. Look at this. Billionaire investor Zell on Bloomberg. The article says he sees inflation everywhere and has bought gold as a hedge, something he says he used to knock others for doing. The article goes on to say Zell, 79, he said he's concerned not only about the US dollar, but other countries printing money as well, and question whether inflation will be transitory, as Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell indicated. So you see, he's worried about inflation and printing money. So let's keep this going, right? Let's jump to this other article. Now, this article comes from Forbes, and it says, record money printing favors gold. Over the past 18 months, central banks have taken unprecedented measures to prop up their economies. That includes printing money at record pace, which has the direct effect of diluting the purchasing power of the local currency. So this article ties in with the first article. All of this points to the fact that gold is extremely undervalued right now, and no one seems to be paying much attention. I don't know if this means that we're at maximum pessimism. What I do know is that all of the traditional drivers of gold price are firmly in place, making the yellow metal very attractive, I believe. All right, so let's go on to the next article, and this is from Forbes. Demand for gold bars and coins surge. This one is really good. I like this article. Investors in bars and coins made of solid gold bullion added 595 tons of the metal to their holdings this year through June. That's up from 409 tons in the same period of 2020. The reason for the bar and coin buying, Artigas. Now, Artigas is Juan Carlos Artigas, global head of research at industry group World Gold Council in New York. And he says, is long-term investors are still concerned about the potential for paper money to get debased due to all the government spending across the globe during the pandemic. There is also concern about renewed inflation, which may last longer than some commentators forecast. Bar and coin has increased. They tend to be more long-term and won't be trading in and out. They are worried about inflation. ETF investors ditch some holdings. That's a contrast with ETF investors who shed some of their holdings so far this year, ditching 129 tons of bullion from funds such as the SPDR or Spider Gold Shares ETF GLD. That compares to an inflow of 731 tons in the same period the year before. The largest ETF flows are a bit more linked to price trajectory of gold, Artigas says. Indeed, thus far this year, the price of gold has drifted down, with the Spider Gold ETFs slipping more than 4%, in line with the price of bullion. Still, on a net basis, there is money piling into bullion rather than fleeing, and that augurs well for a continued rally over the longer term. This article shows that investors are not really interested in paper gold. They want the real stuff. They want physical gold. And that, my friends, is what I like, physical gold. And look at this article that just came out from Germany. Demand for physical bullion in Germany, traditionally the biggest coin and bar buyer in Europe, was the highest since at least 2009 in the first half. World Gold Council data showed, while purchases in other Western markets have also been strong, Germans in particular are pouring into the metal as a hedge against rising inflation, and dealers say business remains good. We have a long history of inflation fear in our DNA. Now the inflation risk is picking up, said Ralph Shearer, a manager director at metals dealer Filero Metal, whose gold sales are up 25% on what was already a strong 2020. The outlook for precious metals is very positive. So there you have it. The rich and everyone else is buying gold. Central banks, guys like you and me, we're buying gold. And not the paper stuff. We're buying physical gold. I want to show you this at the U.S. Mint. Look at the total gold sales for this year through August. There is 844,000 troy ounces of gold sold just from the U.S. Mint. Yeah, gold is flying off the shelves. So if you are a gold bug and you love the yellow metal, you're not alone. There are a lot jumping into gold. But the silver guys, I got an article for you all about silver. As you see, this article says why rich men are buying the poor man's gold. So you see, silver's in the game too. But I found this very interesting. I had to include this in the video. Who else is buying silver? BlackRock Global Investment. It's a managing fiduciary company. These guys are the guys that helped in the bailout of 2008. They helped the government. You see here, they helped with the stimulus package also now in 2021. The expertise it gleans from its global presence made it the go-to place for the Federal Reserve to get urgent help with parts of its multi-trillion-dollar coronavirus rescue package. And this article from 2008 about the banking bailout from Reuters. BlackRock, the biggest publicly traded money manager in the United States, has both scale and strong pedigree. Its chairman and chief executive officer, Lawrence Fink, is already known as Wall Street's Mr. Fix-It. After being selected by the Federal Reserve to help manage Bear Stearns' portfolio as it was being bought by J.P. Morgan Chase. And listen to this. BlackRock has among the strongest relationships with the U.S. government, and we believe BlackRock will be among the first companies selected to manage business on behalf of the United States Treasury, Credit Suisse analyst. Now, going on to what Kitco said about BlackRock. They're trading silver for gold. Yes, this company, who is in deep with the U.S. government, in deep with the feds. Kitco News. The world's biggest asset manager, BlackRock, is getting out of gold and buying into silver as it sold 2.7 million of its Spider Gold shares and bought 1.18 million shares of iShares Silver Trust SLV in the fourth quarter of 2020. In terms of dollar value, BlackRock sold $471 million worth of GLD, the largest gold-backed ETF on the market, and it bought $29 million worth of SLV, the largest silver ETF. So there you go in a nutshell. Everybody's buying gold and silver. Everyone is worried about inflation and hyperinflation. And so many countries and people and communities see gold and silver as the best hedge against inflation. I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments, how do you feel about the economy as far as inflation? Do you feel that gold and silver are the way to go? And I do want to thank you for watching Cash and Coins. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not. And as I always say, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll see you on the next video.